What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here today, bringing you semi-final action from the Hyundai A-League, and things didn't quite work out the way I really wanted them to. So last time around, we'll remember, we played Adelaide United, we won that game, which allowed us to finish second, but that didn't seem to do anything. The playoff system in this seems to be different to the playoff system in the actual A-League. So we're playing Sydney FC basically in a semi-final. Melbourne Victory played someone else, I can't remember who it was, in the other semi-final. It might have actually been Adelaide United, which is a wee bit strange, because I was going to do, well, basically just run through what was going to happen for this week and next week, because obviously next week is going to be the last week I'm going to be, the last Sunday was going to be the last video of 2015. So what I was going to do is basically I had the two options. This game here, if we did lose it, it was that major semi-final, we would have gone and obviously played the final next Sunday. But if we did lose, we would have played, obviously, the other semi-final, the elimination final, we should say, and then brought you guys the big last game the first week back in January. But not the case. So this here, basically, semi-final time. So we kind of need to win this. Otherwise, next week, we are going to be a wee bit stuck for video ideas when it comes to this Phoenix career mode. So no pressure, Cliffy. No pressure whatsoever. You just need to make sure you pick up the win in this game. But I mean, things are looking good. Obviously, we have been progressing well throughout the league. The guy on the ball there now, Adam Armstrong, he really has made a difference since coming in January. He hasn't scored an abundance of goals like I would have liked, but the goals have come from all around the park. It hasn't just been from the guy up front. We've had support from the wingers. The central midfielders have scored. I mean, even Riera, the defensive midfielder, he's scored a goal. So, what is Rodriguez doing, Pine? Ooh, I don't care, because if he hits them like that and continues to hit them like that, he does have good long shots, Rodriguez. He can go and score one for you from range. So if he can go and do that, I'm not going to be too fussed. But I'm just trying to think who's missing out, because there must be someone in my midfield that's missing out. Possibly McGlinchey, because Bolavasia is definitely playing. Who's missing? Bolavasia. Rodriguez. It must be McGlinchey. Unless Rodriguez is playing at CDM. Thought I had a free kick there. I was hoping for a free kick. Yeah, Riera's playing at CDM. Which means McGlinchey's on the bench. Very strange. That's what happens to accommodate Armstrong. That sometimes is what has had to be done. I don't know why the refs brought that one back there from the advantage. Because Armstrong was through. It was on his weaker foot, yes. But it was a good opportunity for him to go and try and get something going. So that's a wee bit disappointing. Oh, great save, Jan. Is it Janovic? I think it's Janovic. Janovic from Sydney. But good chance. We're definitely creating the opportunities. They haven't really had too many chances, Sydney FC. They've had a few, but nothing too major. So we like to keep it that way. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Adam Armstrong, he hasn't been, I think that's about his 5th or 6th goal for the club since joining in January. But he's just made himself a bit of a nuisance up front, and it really has allowed us to go, because before he did sign, we didn't really have an out-and-out striker. His 5th goal in the Hyundai A-League, first in the finals, obviously. But yeah, we didn't have that out-and-out striker. We were either playing McGlinchey or Bolavasia up there, and not quite the same. You know, they don't have that physical aspect. You can't really play, you know, that long ball up, because we weren't really playing an out-and-out striker. We were playing him more as a false 9, playing him as a centre forward, which, you know, did work. Obviously, we did have good success at the start of the season, but really prefer to have that guy up front that you can just go, and if you need to, play that route 1 stuff, you know, hit the ball up and just go for that. So really happy with that. Obviously picking up a goal, which could be a crucial goal in this game so far. Musket, what are you doing so far? Forward, son. God, we're up 1-0. We can't really afford to be taking too many chances with you pushing up the field, trying to get involved in the attack. I know you don't score many goals, and you probably do want to score one today, but you're playing... Where's he playing? He must be playing left back. He is playing left back. Fenton's playing right back. Great turn from Sarpong. Pops it onto his weak foot, but straight into Janovic's hands. I was going to say arms. I tried to combine I almost did it again. Arms and hands together. Harms. But 1-0 going into the break. So very good stuff so far this from the Phoenix. 5 shots, 4 on target. Sydney FC have just had that one. They did have that corner that possibly something could have gone and happened from. But at the moment, it is Adam Armstrong's goal that is the difference between the two sides going into the halftime break. So it's still tense, and I've talked about this before in other videos, is that I do prefer, you know, to have that 2-goal advantage, to have that extra goal cushion, especially in such a big game like this, you know, a semi-final where all it is going to take, you know, is a breakaway or a crappy refereeing decision, a crappy penalty decision, which I must say, bit off topic, but I've had a lot of them in Ultimate Team. I finally managed to go and find some games online, which is nice. But I played a game, drew 3-all, and all the guy could do was get penalties. He just got into the box, and it seemed to be every time I touched his player, it was like, bam, penalty. And so I was a bit hacked off at that. You know, but that's all it takes. It just takes that little bit. That there, I think he's more run into me. But that is my point exactly. You know, all it takes is just that one little bit of luck, a little bit of indecision. You know, a leg stuck out from a defender. I wouldn't say the forward to dive, because I don't think diving really is in this game. I remember there was a game on PS2, I can't remember what it's called, but it actually had like a button that you could dive. That's a poor shot from Krishna. Poor shot, just trying to wrap his foot around it. But yeah, it was real weird. You could actually, there was a button to dive and try and win a free kick. But I think, yeah, after obviously everything that had gone on, they just tried to get rid of that quick snap, which I don't know really why it was included in the first place. Shouldn't have been. Just got to find that passage, that outlet. It's just not happening at the moment. Great stop there by Durante. And he wins the foul as well. He's not happy about it, but he has won the foul, and I think it is going to be the first... Oh, it's a red card! I was going to say the first yellow card of the game, but actually a red card for the guy that they were actually talking up in the pre-game. So that is going to make things relatively easier for us as well. Obviously now they are missing that cam, so that's going to be that link between the strikers and the midfield that is missing. So, you know, not so much defensively good for us. It's not going to allow us to go and create more opportunities, but it is going to limit their opportunities, which, well, it is ideal, because obviously being up 1-0 now, it is going to be harder for them. Either that, or they are going to have to push someone from a more defensive position upfield, which is going to leave some holes at the back as well. So things looking good. Obviously that red card really helping us out, and hopefully, I mean, we don't really have to take advantage of it too much because we do have the lead already. But I mean, if they're just going to knock it around the back like this with 15 minutes left to go in a semi-final when they're down 1-0, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. If that's what they want to do, they can go for it. As long as they're not knocking it around inside our own half. If they're knocking it around by their own goal, you know, as I said, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain about Sydney FC playing the ball around, you know, inside their own half when they are down. They need to go searching for a goal, and that is just that's a tired cross. That's a poor cross. That's going to go and eat up a little bit more time. Sydney are making a substitution. It is Shane Smeltz coming on for Matt Simon. So the Shane Smeltz coming on against his former club. Well, he has had a few former clubs, actually, now that I think about it. He played for Gold Coast, played for the Phoenix, played for some Chinese club. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else he's played for in the A-League. I think that's it. I think just the three. I think just Sydney, the Phoenix, and Gold Coast, who are obviously now no more. Armstrong could put the icing on the cake, and that is what he's done. Beautiful work from Adam Armstrong. His 6th goal since joining in January, and that is going to be, well, that's the nail in the coffin for Sydney FC. That is going to see the Phoenix head on next week, I'd assume, to the grand final, because basically I looked at the tournament tree and it's just 4 teams playing against each other, and then it goes into the finals. So I'm guessing that's what it's going to be. But it was bound to happen. Since that red card, obviously they were going to go and push more players forward to try and find that equaliser. Left space at the back, which Armstrong went and capitalised on. Made it 2-0, and that is going to see the Phoenix through to the grand final to take on, I'd probably say, Melbourne Victory. I couldn't imagine too many other people getting in there, but it could be a chance actually for Armstrong to grab his hat-trick, which he has gone and done. Great work from Bolavasia, unselfish play, and Armstrong now 7 goals in the A-League. 3 of them have come in this game, a hat-trick for him, boom, 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 just like that, and the Phoenix looking good heading into the grand final with just 1 game left to go and claim some silverware for the club. And that is it. That is game. So 3-0 to the Knicks. What a great result. Great momentum heading into the final next week. So that is what we are going to be showing you guys. Last video of 2015 is going to be the Hyundai A-League Grand Final. We'll find out our opposition next week. But anyway, guys, do hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Twitter. Links that can be found down below in the description. Hope you guys have had a good week. There's Armstrong taking the match ball. That's a nice wee feature they've added into FIFA 16. Hope you've had a good week. Thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Last batting career video of 2015. Make sure you do not miss that.